guys? Diggs Report here, and we're finally here. Super Bowl Sunday is upon us. We have the Bengals taking on the Rams, a team that no one expected to do anything this year against a team that went all in this year. It's pretty crazy, and this game could literally go to anybody. Let's break it down. Alright, so I'm going to first talk about the Bengals offense versus the Rams defense, and then I'll go with the Rams offense going up against the Bengals defense, and then I will give my prediction and maybe a score. Alright, let's jump right in to what the Bengals offense could do against the Rams defense. Alright, with the Bengals offense, I mean, you're talking Joe Burrow, you're talking Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon. It's a pretty well-rounded group right there, except for one place, the offensive line. And with the Rams defense, you have Aaron Donald, you have Leonard Floyd, you have Von Miller, who was the Super Bowl MVP at one point. That's a lot to handle if you're the Bengals offensive line that gave up 9 sacks against the Tennessee Titans. But here's the thing. Every time it seems like the Bengals are down, they come right back up. So it's really tough to say that the Rams defense can stop the Bengals offense because I don't know if that's really possible at this point. The Bengals offense has been red hot, and it seems like every time you count them out, they come back. They're like a phoenix at times this year. And that's the crazy part. Now, Jalen Ramsey wants to be one-on-one against Jamar Chase. That might be a little dangerous because Jamar Chase has put together one of the best rookie years by a wide receiver. Him and Randy Moss, they're 1 and 2. You could flip those at any point. I mean, they've made it a great connection, Burrow and Chase. It's not really surprising considering they were teammates at LSU. It's pretty nuts. It really is just how good Jamar Chase has been. But T. Higgins has been a great number 2 for the Bengals, and he's going to create his own problems there. And then Tyler Boyd, you cannot forget about him. Now at tight end, we'll see if CJ's going to be ready to go. We're not entirely sure. He said he's not going to miss the biggest game of his life, but he's got to be cleared. He has to be. And then with the running game, you have Joe Mixon. He's a threat anytime he touches the ball. But again, you have Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, and Von Miller on the defensive line. And then you have Jalen Ramsey and Williams, who's been a pretty good corner. It really wouldn't be shocking if the Rams could create some issues with the Bengals offense. It's not really a case of who has an advantage. It's a case of who's going to execute better, who's going to have the better game. And that's what's really going to determine how productive the Bengals are on offense. I would expect them to have a few plays, but I would also expect the Rams to create some issues. Now with the Rams offense going up against the Bengals defense, this is a case where the Rams on paper have the advantage. Matthew Stafford has been amazing during the playoffs. He's had the one interception that was a bad throw on his part, but otherwise he's been terrific this postseason. And you have Odell Beckham Jr., who's getting his career back on track. Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown. You have Cam Akers and Sony Michel that have been pretty effective this postseason. And the fact that Cam Akers is even playing is absolutely unbelievable considering he tore his Achilles during the offseason. It's amazing what he's been able to do. And you can't forget about Tyler Higbee, because if you forget about him, he will make you pay. But on the other side, you got to deal with Trey Hendrickson. And that's an issue all on its own. Trey Hendrickson has been a monster for the Bengals this year. And that defense, it may not have a lot of stars, but they get the job done when it matters most. Look what they did to KC in both of their games this year. They basically shut them down in the second half. Now again, on paper, the Rams may have the advantage, but don't be surprised by that Bengals defense. I mean, they have shocked us all postseason, really all season long. It's unbelievable how good this team has been late in games. And that's what this is going to come down to. Late in the game, can either offense make a play, or can the defense make a play that's going to get their team to win? And as for who's going to win this game, it is really tough to say who's going to do it. Because while the Bengals really should not be here, they've just been a great team all year long. And the Rams, the fact that they've come together as a team the way they have, this season could have been a complete disaster after the trade that they made just to get Matthew Stafford after Robert Woods goes down. And they have to get Odell Beckham Jr. after having to let go of Deshaun Jackson, after having both of their starting safeties be out and having to bring Eric Weddle out of retirement for the playoffs. There are a lot of reasons as to how this season could have gone wrong for the Rams, but every time it seems like they have adversity, they've been able to come back from it. It's the same thing with the Bengals. Anytime it seems like they have been behind in the game, they find a way to come back. They find a way to win. This is a great matchup. I expect this to go down to the final minute, and it's been tough. I'm actually going to go Bengals over the Rams. I know it seems like the Rams have the distinct advantage. It seems like they're the team that can slow down the Bengals because they have been a complete team for pretty much most of the season. But again, every time it seems like the Bengals are down, they find a way to come back up. And who am I to go against that? I mean, you saw what they did in the postseason. You saw what they have done all season long. How can you really pick against this team, even though the Rams technically on paper are better than them? It's really tough, but I have the Bengals winning this game. I've got 31-28. Bengals get their first Super Bowl title. That is my prediction for the Super Bowl. We should be in for a great game. And as always, I will see you guys next time.